Now we're going to go over how to utilize the dip bar and really kind of my philosophy behind it. I don't utilize the parallel bar dips too much for high school wrestlers. Their connective tissues are still not solidified, especially in that sternum. So sometimes going into that stretched dip position hurts them. I've seen some wrestlers or coaches have kids do dips with the hands behind the back, and then the shoulder goes into what's called this like dumped position. What you gotta understand is that builds bad mileage on the shoulder. It's like beating up your car. Your car's only gonna last as long as you take care of it. So what we wanna do is utilize an exercise that's fitting for that athlete and his or her age. There will be some high school kids that could do dips without the pain. So for me, it's kind of open-ended. It's not I never say you could never do this, you could always do this. There's never an absolute. Ray is now in his mid-20s. His body is developed, his connective tissue is solidified in that sternum area, so he could do dips pain-free. So we're going to face this way. He's going to step up here, so just lock out and hold. He's going to go down to about 90, maybe a little lower. It depends, and then he's just going to come up. Good lockout, no swinging. I'm an older athlete, so I go a little bit above parallel. Nice. Take a break. Now what we like to do with the dip bar is an ab exercise. I basically took this exercise that I learned. I had a gymnastics class in college, and my instructor was a two-time All-American wrestler. His background was a competitive gymnast and, of course, competitive wrestler. He used to take us through all these, plyometrics and body weight calisthenic exercises. I was 19 or 20. It was 95 or 96. I had never experienced any plyometrics. Seeing and going through his training was the first time I had experienced it. And at the time, I thought I was pretty strong. I could bench press 275 for 5 reps. I could squat 405 for 5 reps. But I remember getting crushed while doing hand walking on parallel bars, getting crushed on the plyometric push-ups. And it opened my mind into the world of performance muscle versus appearance muscle. So what we're doing is we're working both. We're building muscle that's going to have a transfer to training and also helps them look good, because I'll tell you what, wrestlers, when they look good, they feel good, and that's a big part of performing. So he's going to lock out at the top. Let's just go with the knee raise at first, Ray. So this is the beginner version of the knee raise, and if we want it harder, we bring the legs out further in front, and there's no swinging going on. So we get some hip motion here, but it's a lot of abs, and his upper body's working isometrically. All right, take a break, Ray. And then from there, we do a combo. He'll do a dip, lock it out, do a leg raise. Just do 3 or 4. Stretch, and then he does a leg raise. Goes down under control, does a good leg raise. Now, you might see some lighter wrestlers banging these out with more speed. That's okay also. It depends. That's often my answer is, hey, is that a good exercise, or is this how to do it? It depends. And I'm not going to mention names of, kids that I've worked with, but some of those kids could just rep them out all day. They feel great. Other guys, this exercise is sub-max. They don't kill it. They work it, and then they're done before they're done. So this is how I like to utilize the dip bar. And again, really emphasizing it may not be the safest alternative in high school. And I know I said I would never say it, but I would never do dips with a middle school athlete. Does that mean I've never seen middle school kids do dips? Of course I've seen it. But for safety, I would just say there's other exercises. Save the dips for down the road. And from here, we're going to transition to the rope, the climbing rope, and we'll get into that in the next clip.